In recent years, the pervasive presence of microplastics in the environment has emerged as one of the most pressing environmental challenges. These tiny plastic particles, often invisible to the naked eye, have infiltrated waterways, soil, and even the air we breathe. Despite significant advancements in wastewater treatment technologies, microplastics continue to slip through filtration systems, reintroducing themselves into ecosystems and posing potential risks to both human health and the environment. This issue underscores the limitations of current infrastructure and highlights the urgent need for innovative solutions, standardized testing methods, and greater public awareness. Wastewater treatment facilities are designed to remove contaminants from water before it is released back into the environment. Over decades, these systems have been refined to address pollutants such as organic matter, heavy metals, and pathogens. However, microplastics represent a new and complex challenge. Unlike larger debris or chemical compounds, microplastics are small enough to evade traditional filtration mechanisms, making their complete removal nearly impossible with existing technology. Even when treatment processes significantly reduce the concentration of microplastics, residual particles remain, carrying with them other harmful substances like per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS, and antibiotic residues. These copollutants exacerbate the problem, creating a toxic cocktail that can harm ecosystems and human health. The journey of microplastics begins with their release into wastewater streams. These particles originate from a variety of sources, including the breakdown of larger plastic items, synthetic fibers shed during laundry, cosmetic products containing microbads, and industrial discharges. Once they enter wastewater systems, microplastics interact with other pollutants, binding to chemicals that are resistant to degradation. This combination increases the complexity of the problem, as the resulting mixtures can have compounding effects on living organisms. When these particles are discharged into rivers, lakes, and oceans, they become part of the natural environment, where they persist for decades, if not centuries, due to the durability of plastic materials. One of the most alarming aspects of microplastic pollution is its ability to infiltrate food chains. Aquatic organisms, ranging from plankton to fish, can ingest these particles, mistaking them for food. As smaller creatures are consumed by larger ones, microplastics accumulate in the bodies of predators, eventually reaching humans who consume seafood. This bioaccumulation raises concerns about the long-term health implications of microplastic exposure. While research on this topic is still in its early stages, preliminary studies suggest that microplastics may contribute to cardiovascular disease, cancer, and other chronic conditions. The presence of harmful chemicals associated with microplastics further amplifies these risks, as these substances can disrupt hormonal balances and impair immune function. Beyond their impact on aquatic ecosystems, microplastics also pose a threat to terrestrial environments. When treated wastewater is used for irrigation or when sludge from treatment plants is applied as fertilizer, microplastics find their way into agricultural soils. Here, they can alter soil structure, reduce fertility, and interfere with plant growth. Moreover, crops grown in contaminated soil may absorb microplastics, potentially introducing them into the human diet through fruits, vegetables, and grains. This pathway adds another layer of complexity to the issue, as it highlights the interconnectedness of environmental systems and the far-reaching consequences of microplastic pollution. The persistence of microplastics in the environment is compounded by the lack of standardized methods for measuring and monitoring their presence. Different studies employ varying definitions of what constitutes a microplastic, leading to inconsistencies in data collection and analysis. For instance, some researchers focus on particles within a specific size range, while others include a broader spectrum of plastic debris. Additionally, the techniques used to quantify microplastics differ widely, ranging from visual identification under microscopes to advanced spectroscopic analyses. These discrepancies make it difficult to compare results across studies and hinder efforts to develop comprehensive strategies for addressing the problem. To tackle this issue effectively, there is an urgent need for unified approaches and standardized testing protocols. Establishing clear criteria for defining microplastics and adopting consistent measurement techniques would provide a more accurate understanding of their prevalence and distribution. Such standardization would also facilitate collaboration among scientists, policymakers, and industry leaders, enabling them to work together toward meaningful solutions. Furthermore, improved monitoring systems could help identify hotspots of microplastic pollution, allowing for targeted interventions in areas where the problem is most severe. Technological innovation will play a crucial role in addressing the limitations of current wastewater treatment systems. Researchers are exploring a range of potential solutions, from advanced filtration membranes to biodegradable alternatives that break down more easily in the environment. For example, nanotechnology-based filters capable of capturing particles at the micron level could enhance the efficiency of treatment processes. Similarly, enzymes engineered to degrade plastics offer promising avenues for reducing the environmental burden of microplastics. While these innovations hold great potential, they must be developed and implemented on a large scale to make a tangible impact. In addition to technological advancements, regulatory frameworks must be strengthened to address the root causes of microplastic pollution. Governments around the world should consider imposing stricter limits on the discharge of microplastics into water systems and requiring industries to adopt cleaner production practices. Policies that incentivize the use of sustainable materials and discourage excessive plastic consumption could also help curb the flow of microplastics into the environment. At the same time, international cooperation will be essential, as microplastic pollution transcends national borders and affects shared resources like oceans and rivers. Public awareness and individual actions are equally important in combating microplastic pollution. Many people remain unaware of the extent to which their daily choices contribute to the problem. For instance, washing synthetic fabrics releases thousands of microfibers into wastewater with each load of laundry. Similarly, using personal care products containing microbads or purchasing single-use plastics adds to the growing pile of plastic waste. Educating consumers about these connections and encouraging them to adopt more environmentally friendly habits can drive significant change. Simple steps, such as opting for natural fiber clothing, using reusable containers, and supporting companies committed to sustainability, can collectively reduce the demand for plastic products and minimize their environmental footprint. Businesses and industries also have a critical role to play in addressing microplastic pollution. Companies that manufacture textiles, cosmetics, and packaging materials must take responsibility for the life cycle of their products and explore ways to reduce their reliance on plastics. Innovations in material science, such as developing biodegradable polymers or alternative materials derived from renewable resources, could pave the way for a more sustainable future. Retailers and brands can further contribute by promoting eco-friendly options and educating consumers about the benefits of choosing products with minimal environmental impact. The challenge of microplastic pollution extends beyond its immediate environmental and health effects. It also reflects broader societal issues related to consumption patterns and waste management. Modern lifestyles rely heavily on convenience and disposability, often at the expense of ecological integrity. Addressing this imbalance requires a fundamental shift in how societies view and value resources. Embracing principles of circular economy, where materials are reused and recycled rather than discarded, could help reduce the volume of plastic entering the environment. Investing in infrastructure for proper waste collection and recycling, particularly in regions with limited access to such services, is another vital step toward mitigating the problem. Education and advocacy are powerful tools for driving systemic change. Schools, universities, and community organizations can raise awareness about microplastic pollution and inspire action at the grassroots level. By fostering a deeper understanding of the issue and its implications, these institutions can empower individuals to become agents of change in their own communities. Social media platforms and digital campaigns can amplify these efforts, reaching wider audiences and mobilizing collective action on a global scale. Ultimately, solving the microplastic crisis will require a multifaceted approach that combines scientific research, technological innovation, policy reform, and behavioral change. It is a complex and multifaceted problem that cannot be addressed by any single entity or sector alone. Collaboration among governments, industries, researchers, and citizens is essential to create a coordinated response that addresses both the symptoms and root causes of microplastic pollution. Only through sustained effort and shared commitment can humanity hope to mitigate the environmental and health risks posed by these pervasive particles. As awareness of microplastic pollution continues to grow, so too does the momentum for finding solutions. The urgency of the situation demands bold action and creative thinking. Whether through breakthroughs in technology, shifts in consumer behavior, or reforms in regulatory frameworks, every step forward brings us closer to a cleaner, healthier planet. The fight against microplastics is not just about protecting the environment. It is about safeguarding the well-being of future generations and ensuring that the Earth remains a vibrant and thriving home for all its inhabitants. The issue of microplastics is bigger than we ever imagined, and it's going to take all of us working together to make a difference. From supporting sustainable brands to spreading awareness about this hidden threat, every action counts. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more important conversations like this. Thanks for watching.